How's it going? And welcome back to Manufactio. In this episode, we're going to be bringing defences to the new island and, hopefully, bringing green circuits back online. So, if this is the first time you've seen this channel or this pack, take a look around, and if you like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But, let's get started. So in between episodes, I have been a little bit busy. Besides recording a Halloween episode for my role, which if you haven't seen yet, you should go check out. I have done a little work around here just so we can get on the production line a little faster. Nothing that affects research, but you'll see that the pollution system that we made in the last episode is running. And I've also added another one, this one here being for carbon, and this one being here for, well, it's yellow, sulfur. And the idea is that this guy here is really good at doing carbon, but we need to be able to do carbon and we need to be able to do sulfur as well. What I've also done in between episodes is connected up this monstrosity thing here, which I haven't quite finished yet, but it is getting somewhere. So we've now got, as you can see, all this stuff set up, and I've put a roof on it so that we can pretty much turn it on. I have not turned it on yet because I wanted to do that on camera and make sure all my stuff works. But I've put this roof on here, and over here, in this little piece here, I've added in a little bit of chimney stuff so that we can pick up all the pollution from all the other vents which are running along here. You can see all the vents there, which pick up the pollution from these, suck it into the middle here. And they drop it into this area here, where one of these pollution pumps, with a pump below, picks it up and takes it downstairs. And this is the same on that side and on that side. And what we'll do is we'll head down there, because I'm using pollution pipes because I had a few problems with the chimney mod, where it would take the items out, it would suck them out. And remember in the previous episodes, we had it so that the chimney pump was here and it sent stuff up into these guys here. But the problem was, if this was, say, this is a carbon one, yep. So this is a carbon one. If this sent a piece of sulfur up there, the sulfur would just linger. It would never go away and it wouldn't accept anything else, which made it really annoying. But one of the things you can do, of course, with the pollutant pumps is we can take those and stick them, it'll automatically output sulfur into one side and carbon into the other, based on what's in there. So you can see now we've got a sulfur one and a carbon one, and I've got double these to keep up with production. I've got the single spot chests here, which are set to identify. Now I don't have that on me, do I? No, not anymore. I put it away. But they're set to actually control what these guys drop off. So when the cart comes along and refills this, it'll only ever stick in the standard carbon filter on this side, or the standard sulfur filter on that side. And so there's one there, and there's one here. Plus, of course, power. I've run all these cables around. This whole thing goes along there, comes back around, loops around, does its snaking around like we discussed in the last episode. So one thing I need to do though is we need to turn this on, because I haven't seen if it's working, and we have such a large backlog, because like, it's got stuff still in it, which means it's not going back to pick it up. So we're going to go up here and turn this on and see what happens. Now I've still got to make a proper enclosure for this. I was going to go with one idea, but then I changed it, and blue glass is really expensive because of course you need lapis. Concrete, easy as, chisel it. But blue glass, yeah, not so much. So let's turn these guys on. 1 and 2, that there is our coal. So we'll send that way. And that'll go off and refill all the coal in the furnaces. And we'll send this guy off, and he will collect up some stuff as he goes past. There we go, he's picking up, I think it's iron. Go through that, and hopefully what will happen is it'll start polluting. There we go, there's some pollution, there's some more pollution, cool. Get down here and just make sure it's working the way we want. Making stuff, excellent. Let's jump over to here. So we should see it will pipe pump some carbon or sulfur into this little area. Hopefully. At some point. It's either here or over there. Oh yeah, there you go. You see that? So that's taking it. And you can see it's pumping it there. And then these guys suck it and they send it down into... I don't do that. Okay, so here's some tinning bits. That's fine. Go down to here. These guys will then be picking it up and... Oh, look at that 1% already. Now, I have not turned it on, so that's just from the collection of what we're doing upstairs. So, not too bad. 2%? There's a full one there. And that's 0%. So, that's working. Nice. So, one of the things that's changed in the pack recently is there's now an invasion system. So, every 7 days, a invasion will occur. And they actually ignore all the spawning rules. So, they'll spawn on concrete. Or on grass. So I thought what we're going to need to do is bring the turret system back online. So at the old location we had a turret placed every now and then. But I'm thinking those drones that appear are really annoying. And it takes about 6 or 7 shots to take them out. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is probably put down 3 turrets and let them do the work, hopefully. So, I've already crafted up some turrets here. Oh, 7. Nice. We only need probably 3 for what I'm planning on doing. We go down over here. I've already made a little hole. And I'm thinking what I'm doing is placing probably 1 there. 1... No. That was weird. 1, 2, 3, like that. Alright, so there's 3 with 2 gaps in the middle. Now I could place them right next to each other, but I think having them here means we can run power and other things under here. Now, one of the other things I've noticed is this guy here, if we have a quick look at pistol, I saw earlier that you can actually make, oh, it's the revolver, not the pistol. Well, the revolver isn't too hard to make. We've been making those for the other turrets. But, to upgrade them, we just got to surround them with gold. And we have a lot of gold now. And, if you look at the damage done, the normal revolver does 8 damage. The golden revolver does 14. So, if we were to take out a mob with 14 damage, it should go down a lot quicker. And if we do it times 3, even better. The next thing I was going to do is put it in some item routers. And 2 things this will do. The first thing, of course, is it fills in the gap. So now we can walk along here. We can also put these guys in. That. It fills in the gap so we can actually walk along this. But it means that we won't fall down when walking along here. The other thing, of course, is that we can tell it to put ammo in there. Now, these guys just use the same ammo that we use for our normal, the other turrets. So, just some pistol rounds from here. So, we'll go... Doesn't really matter. So, we'll go... Everything on the red. So, there. And there. No. There. There and there. Same here. This is just to stop things from possibly appearing in there. Because I did have a problem when I first up the other one where things were popping into the wrong thing was sitting here. Sometimes I don't know how they got in there, but sometimes they would just get the wrong thing. And then this would fill up walls of random stuff, which you don't really want. Now the other thing, of course, is it's really obvious right at the moment that, well, that these are here. But when you're from a distance, it's hard to see them. Okay, I lie. It's a lot easier. But what I was thinking now is let's make it really obvious they're there. And I was looking yesterday, and I saw that they're in the factory blocks here. there are some really cool circuitry pipe blocks, like this one here. But you can't really see what it looks like, but it's not hard to make. It's just some iron ingots and some concrete. And I have enough of that to have actually made some already. We throw that into our chisel. And of all the things I could be missing, it's the chisel. So I'm going to have to go take a quick break. Go get some stuff. And I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I picked up the chisel. Well, I actually made a new chisel. Now if we go into here, so this guy here, we can go and find, where is it? This one. And to make it really obvious where these guys are, I'm thinking we do something like this. Oh, perfect. Wow, that's perfect. Didn't expect it at all. So we do something like that. The idea is to have it so that they are strategically placed so that when something spawns, when we have one of those invasions, these guys can take care of them. One of the things I really wanted to do was actually make it so these guys popped out of the ground. But you can't push them with a piston. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get ready for the next piece, and I will be back in a moment. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do in this episode is, currently we only have a single green circuit machine back at the old factory, and only a single copper machine, or copper cable machine back there. So it's quite slow to make circuits, and on top of that, currently, the smelting is done here. In fact, we haven't had smelting until this episode, so in order to get stuff for this episode, I've had to run back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth, back. Yeah, I'm dizzy. Oh. But it's a lot of running around, and I thought what we need to do is we need to scale up the production of green circuits by building something bigger and making it so that we've got multiple copper going into it. Now in Factorio, what would normally happen is I would place down a assembler in the middle, and then I'd probably have one assembler there, another one directly next to it, and then one there, and they would directly insert the copper cable into the assembler here. But unfortunately, because this pack has one input, this doesn't quite work, and really we've got all this space, which I'm going to have to clean up, all this space upwards. Why don't we use that? And we're going to do something a little bit different to this, and by building upwards. So I'm thinking probably the best thing we'll do, we might start about there. And yep, I'm putting down dirt for the basic machines. There is a reason for this. I'm going to place down a basic machine there. Nope. One day I'll get used to the controls. Let's try it again. Basic machine, we're going to rotate it and then place it there. Cool. So the idea is I want to have that power source there. I'm going to place another one here. So there's a 1 block gap in between. We're going to need to... that one, yep. We'll rotate again. There. Perfect, look at that. So now there's 2 inputs on the... or 2 energy inputs on the middle. That worked a lot better than I thought it would. We're going to grab another one and rotate once more and place it there. Look at that. 3 of them. Another one here, which means that one and that one, and really this should be the 4th one. Take it up, place it there. So now, of course, all the inputs for the energy are on the inside. And I believe to make for the copper cables, let's have a quick look here, these guys here. So at the other one, we're actually using a metal former, but it's very slow at 80 ticks per second. So if we look at the basic though, it's a lot faster at 20 ticks per second. And we just need to give it a metal press mold and some copper. So when you look at this stuff here, we can insert the copper into maybe probably the inner ones will be where they go. So we'd probably put down here some of these. And I'm sure if you've been watching long enough, you'll know exactly what I'm doing with those. We'll even configure them up. Do we have copper? That one I think it is. Top. Same here. Put it into the top. We'll put that one into the top. And the same with this one into the top. Obviously we'll join those together. We're going to need to give these some power, and it's turning night time again. And the other guy, of course, which will be the one on the outside, will need to be the molds. Now, I didn't make any molds. That wasn't very clever. But that's fine. We can do that between clips. They're not exactly hard to make. In fact, I'll go over here. I can make them right now. So we'll go into here. We'll make 8 of those. 1, 2. I won't. What do we need? Iron. Oh, they don't stack. Right. Okay. That's a little annoying. Make 3. So the inventory's full. But we can place one of those molds into there. Another. That's an output. There should be another one over here for another one, and then this guy needs another one. One more to complete that, and another 4 because I'm going to build upwards. And I'm thinking we'll have 4 in a row. Or, sorry, 2 presses. That's 3. I'll probably need 1 more, but that's fine. We're not going to build that just yet, so I'll just butter up my inventory a bit. Place that one into there. So all the outer ones have that. And then the inner ones will be joined up so that the copper goes into these guys. And that's why, of course, I put down the dirt here, was just so we can actually get the inputs into there. We're going to, of course, need to get some power, which we're going to run some NV wire through there. Now, of course, you're looking at this going, there's not enough room, and you're kind of right, we could put one there. But if we then jump up, we can now put one there, and probably the same type of thing there, and maybe there. And in theory, yes, we could put one there, one there, one there, one there, and that would work. But we might need to get in here to do stuff, so it makes it a lot easier not to have stuff in the way, especially considering we're going to need to have cables and stuff. And of course, I fell down there. That was not very clever. Now, on top of this, of course, I'm going to allow one gap to put power and other items in here, but then we're going to run a standard assembler, which is not going to fit there. How much do I need to do this? I'll do it from there. I really want to have it about the middle. I need one more there, because these guys are exactly, it should be able to fit exactly in the middle there. So if we put, oops, no, not that. Do that. Not quite, because you can see it's over here, and we'll have a 2 gap there. So it was stand there and wrong button again. I wish you could avoid that problem. How do I do that? Take these out. Not exactly helpful. Goes there. And then we've got a whole bunch more over here. It's fine. So we do that. So that's aligned with there. See, we're not going to do that one. Not a big problem. We can rearrange things a little bit, but oh, now I can't get up there. To go up here, and now of course what we can do is, because that's the output, we can take items out. We've got enough room around the sides to be able to run item routers and other things up here, or just to make it look pretty. But then what we can also do is run, we are going to have to take that out, so let's take that out now. We can take all of our scaffolding stuff out. I think that's my armor confusing me there. And then you can see there's still enough room to run walk under these, but we're going to need to run things like these item routers are going to have to run up because they're going to have to run into the inputs. So if we were going to make our green circuits again, they're not called green circuits, they're called just circ. They're just called circuits. So we go into here, we watch standard assembler. Once again, you'll notice that these are actually 13 ticks, but it takes 3 copper wire. So it's going to take 20 seconds for this to make its stuff, but we've got 4 of them, and it will take 13 seconds for this to make its output. We won't be able to do this one, but we can definitely do this one. So we need to put some redstone in, some copper wire, iron plate, and a basic control circuit. I don't have any basic control circuits on me. I'm going to have to go grab one of those. But we can also run the power for this, which is there. We'll need to run a input into there probably. And because we're running that there, we could probably just run this straight up to there. This guy will need to be set to whatever we're going to go. They're probably redstone. Put into there, into the top. But because these are also touching other things, we're going to have to set these guys up to be just random stuff. So if we say north, south, all those along there, this guy here's the same. We don't want it inserting things back into here. Already into that one. Not that it should, but that's where our copper will be going. So it's silly to have that there. We'll need to join these up, which I might do to the floor. And we're going to need to take out from here. We're actually going to need to take the output from that, which I was thinking if we use hoppers, they'll suck out quite nicely and stick into this guy. But because it's a hopper, it's going to have an inventory, so on the red side we will make sure it doesn't output again. Alright, that one then will go there. This one here is the yellow side, so we do the same there, yellow. This one here is the blue side. And this is just so it doesn't put stuff back into the hopper. Because otherwise what will happen is it put it into here, or it'll take copper and stick it into the hopper. It'll take copper and stick it into the hopper. That's hard to say. And that was the green side. So we'll put that into green. And I think that does us. So we've now got all the copper cable outputting. We will have power going into there. We'll have power into there and power into here. So on top of that, this block is useless, which means we can actually use that for something useful, like a relay. And I've only got 4 MV wire cables. This may not work very well, but we should have to place 1 to there, 1 to there. Okay, we can cheat a little bit and take that out. And then we'll take that and put that there. I think we said that was going to be redstone, right? So, redstone onto the top. We'll need to put some power into this guy, into there, and that guy will need to go into there. So I think that's all the power connections set up. Yep, I think so. The only thing, of course, is we're going to have to pull that down or pull it to the side or something so we can get stuff out. Now, we're going to have to join these guys up. So the option is we either go straight down here and connect, or we go for the floor. I'm not entirely sure. But you can see here, this is what I'm planning on doing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set more of this up and make it a bit more tidier and maybe build an enclosure around it. And I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so we're done. Complete. Now we have a green circuit building. And there's 2 layers here. We've got, at the bottom here, we have the basic assemblers and the standard assembler. I've got some pollution controls in here. In fact, let me just turn off the power. Oh yeah, and I found out that if you put a breaker switch on something, it emits a redstone signal. So that's helpful, because now I can control the doors. Put some Melissa's doors in here, just the redstone controlled ones, so that you can't walk in there while the power's on, because now I can walk in here, no issues. But I added some pollution control in here, so you can see we've got some grey vents at this level, which are venting into the ceiling up here. And then the next level up, yeah, there's some carbon, which is odd because it's not even on yet. But that will go into here and it will get vented into there. This guy vents up into here, into the middle, which in theory, much like below, will vent and will be sucked up by these guys, these vents, and go up to here, which is a mess. What I'm probably going to do is put in the same type of thing I have over in the smelting setup, so that the pollution gets sucked down below, probably down here somewhere, into the bowels of the system, so they can evacuate all the pollution out of here. It's a bit worrying, that's the amount of pollution. This isn't even on, I haven't even tested this at all. You can see I've got some more redstone control here. So this guy is set to be on the red signal, red output, and then I'll send out a signal to here to say stop making stuff. We've got the power. I don't think there's really anything else to show you in here. Obviously all those, and of course I've used the item routers to go up. If we go down here though, you can see here's where all the special redstone stuff happens. So I've got here an advanced bin, which the theory is we're going to drop the items down here. I haven't set that up yet, but they're going to drop down into this bin. And then much like over where we had the presses and stuff, this will output a signal when it gets to a certain height, which will trigger this white guy. I think it is. No, actually, when that outputs a signal, it's outputting to light blue. The light blue comes over to here and triggers in along this line, which then goes into red and joins back up. The magenta here is for the doors. So when the switch is, oops. Oh no. Oh no. Don't worry that. I think that's magenta. I think there's a random colour actually, if I remember correctly. No purpose there besides just allowing us to pull down. But if we switch this guy here over, you can hear the doors close. And it's because these guys here are basically averting. So this is the output from that signal going down to this block, which does a NOT gate, which goes into a magenta, and then that shuts all the doors. So if we go up here, we're now actually locked in. The doors are closed. It also means that these cables are now live, which of course is the whole reason for having that. Turn that off again so we don't get electrocuted. I do have to run a cart in. We're very close to the track here actually. I do have to run a cart in so we can pick up the green circuits. So there we go! Green circuit build! Yay! I think it came out pretty well, and if we need to, we can always make some more of them. If you've enjoyed this episode, found this building interesting or cool, don't forget to leave a like, but otherwise, have a great day, and